So what's going on, guys? My name is MrDalekJD. Thank you for joining me, where today we are going to be discussing KINO DER TOTEN Remastered and talking and discussing all of these slight significant changes that Treyarch have made to this map in terms of tiny little minor Easter eggs. Now, they've not added a main quest of any sort because that would of course differentiate itself from the original, and they wouldn't want to do that. But we do have quite a few little neat things to discuss, which I'm sure a lot of you don't know about. If you guys do go and enjoy this video, feel free to drop it a like rating. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section if you find any other things which you think need to be looked into more, because I do feel there are going to be other small minute Easter eggs, such as the one that I uploaded yesterday of the hide and seek reward from KINO DER TOTEN. I feel like there's more stuff that's as significant as that in these maps, we've just not found them yet. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about that Treyarch have sort of changed, or really not changed at all, is the Pack-a-Punch room. So when you take a teleporter from the Pack-a-Punch room, before it takes you back to the normal map, it takes you to one of 4 different rooms which contains these film reels. Of course, these are part of the only real Easter egg on this map, where you can display different video messages on the theater screen, as well as getting radios to play from the projector itself. Now, what's interesting is we have these 4 rooms. We have a room which is directly from the Black Ops 1 campaign, it seems, where you are Alex Mason strapped down in that chair. We also have Samantha's room, but not just once, but in 2 different iterations, what people call the normal Sam's room, then the evil one, where there's a giant evil teddy bear with loads of teddies lying on the ground that have been just ripped apart, or the stuffing's just been ripped apart. The whole room's basically looks like it's been hit by a tornado. And then we finally have a room which is from the Pentagon, which is the 5 map. When this room contains a small minor Easter egg which people have known about for years, but there's never been quite a concrete way in order to get this little Easter egg to work every time, and that's to launch this little Ascension rocket. Now, back in the day, we didn't know Ascension was coming, and this was like the biggest sort of Easter egg we could have ever have gotten from Treyarch, as the hint as to where this next map is going to take place and what's going to be situated around. But you can launch this rocket. Now, from the footage, it looks like you just walk up to it, hold the use button, and boom, it launches. But there's actually a weird hidden step which has been inside of the game files of Black Ops 1 for years now. This was only just discovered the other day by my good friend SE2 Dev. He's the one that messaged this to me and showed me some footage of him getting this in Black Ops 1. He's written up a little mod which he's ran on Black Ops 1 to show you the exact trigger points and just to make it a lot more easier. But the steps for this are really weird. This is no joke either. This is literally exactly how you get this rocket to launch every single time. So what you need to do is you're going to make sure the power is turned on in the map first. You're going to make your way to the dressing room and stand in front of this mannequin, and that way it starts tracking this little Easter egg progress. And you need to jump 5 times in front of this mannequin. This is no joke, 5 jumps. They got to be quite slow jumps as well, as in Black Ops 1 it counted every jump as 2, which is very strange. But you jump 5 times, and then after that it's tracked that, and you can run across the map, and every time you jump it keeps counting. So don't jump anymore, and then just go to Pack-a-Punch, hope you get teleported there, and when you do, when you interact with that rocket, it will launch the first time. The difference between this and the Black Ops 1 version is the Black Ops 1 version, you can go and activate this rocket as many times as you want. If you've launched the rocket, you just need to jump 5 more times in front of that mannequin, and then boom, you'll be able to go ahead and launch the rocket again. But on Black Ops 3, you launch that rocket once and that's it. It is launched forever, and it's no longer there when you teleport back in that room. But that in the coding is called the Fly Me to the Moon Easter egg, so pretty damn exciting, eh? Maybe even back then with Kino, even though they wanted to do Paris, they still had that inkling in their head that they wanted to do Moon. Now, another thing I wanted to touch upon was the KINO DER TOTEN Samantha's Room, both versions in Black Ops 3. Now, I don't know if you guys have paid too much attention, you may need your memory sort of refreshed a little bit, but in Black Ops 1, and then we look at the Black Ops 3 version, they're completely different rooms. They've not decided to go with the version of Samantha's room that we have in Black Ops 1, and this could potentially have some massive storyline implications, because the room we teleport to in Black Ops 3's Kino is exactly the same as the Samantha's room in Revelations, meaning that we're teleporting in the exact same universe and same timeline, when technically we're the Ultimus crew, which don't cross in that timeline whatsoever. So how exactly does this work? I really don't know. This could be just Treyarch's end and them being a tiny bit lazy and not recreating it, because I mean, every detail is almost exactly the same. We even have the Revelation cipher book with the same page open in her room. We have the same sort of little box which you put the wisp in to get the super Easter egg reward and the katana. We even have the characters as plastic toys up on the shelving unit here. Everything is identical. Even the Origins map layout on the floor is identical. And even the evil Samantha's room, it looks identical to the Origins house Samantha's room as well, which is extremely interesting. So now we're seeing variations of her room, but it's definitely the Origins version. So I'm really confused at this. I don't know what Treyarch are trying to explain here. If you guys have any ideas, drop them down below in the comment section. This is truly interesting and could possibly be a ridiculously crazy storyline revelation that may not get answered at all, if not answered in the future game. Now, aside from Treyarch potentially changing history with that, we have a few other cool things around the map. We have 2 different doors which have knocking sounds occasionally. You can slide into them or just stand around them, and eventually you'll hear some knocking, like as if there is someone on the other side of the door. We don't know if this is any sort of minor Easter egg where it's going to have a small quest leading up to anything, but it is very curious, and I'm sure you guys have come across it when you're playing your Kino games and thinking, what the heck is going on? We also have the film reel Easter eggs, which of course are no different to what we had before, and most of the film reels are identical to what they were like in Black Ops 1, but there is one which has been changed a tiny bit, significantly enough that it could lead to some different story implications. And this is the final one where you can see the scientist working. Now, in the original one, it is very pixelated, and you can just see the Group 935 symbol behind him on the right, whilst in this new version, you can see a Wonder Fizz machine behind him. Now, this might not be a massive deal, but when you look at where the Wonder Fizz machine is on KINO DER TOTEN, you can notice that perhaps this all was taking place directly on the stage. And underneath the stage itself, there is like a sort of back staircase where maybe some sort of secret meetings were taking place. I don't know how to get under the map, but you can definitely see there is some sort of boards and boxes that are under there, and there could be some story stuff involved with why that's there, because we couldn't originally see under the stage. Now, this next Easter egg is sadly not an Easter egg, it's a debunk, and I thought I'd bring this to your attention just in case other people start talking about it. But just another UK gamer came to me last night and spoke about a potential new Easter egg that he found, or the start of one, where during dog rounds, if you aimed your crosshair at this specific part of the spawn room, during a dog round specifically, by the way, your crosshairs would turn red, like as if you were aiming at an enemy. Now, I thought this is really curious. I watched him do this a couple of times. Again, it only happens during dog rounds, but I really do think this is a weird glitch, because I've tried it, and when you're doing this, it's only when a dog round is happening, and when your crosshairs turn red, if I shoot at this item during it turning red, you can hear a dog dying, and I feel like it's a sort of invisible dog which is supposed to be spawned there, but what happens is it actually spawns around the corner and then comes and gets you, so I don't really understand what's going on there. And also, you may have noticed as well that in the room leading upstairs from the stage, there used to be a load of Nova 6 crawlers in gas canisters, which are no longer there. They've been replaced by a shelf of film reels, but if you look on the underneath of the stage right by the teleporter, you'll notice that we do have those canisters which have now been replaced with these really creepy looking zombies. Like, I can't even describe or recognize what they are, and if I was to describe them, they honestly look like Brutus, but that obviously wouldn't make any sort of sense, but it's just very weird that they changed that. And the last and final thing, and this could really not even lead to anything, this could be just a real coincidence, but if you come over to the location very close to the Monty radio, on this sofa you can notice a top hat, and whenever you see a top hat in Black Ops 3 Zombies, what does that make you think of? The Shadow Man. Now, that could just be a very far stretch and not a Easter egg in the slightest, but it reminded me a lot of the Lil Arnie upgrade Easter egg in Shadows, where you had to throw the Lil Arnies near all of the items, which were his top hat, his bow tie, and his cane. And to finally round things off, we have this really interesting Easter egg outside the map on Kino, where there is a bus, which is Morgue City Transport, which is, of course, a reference to Shadows of Evil, and it is a bus literally straight out of it. Now, this could just be Treyarch reusing some assets, because it more than likely is, but it's a nice cool little nod nonetheless to Shadows of Evil. evil. But aside from that, that is all the little Easter egg and secrets that I could pick out from KINO Der Toten, and if we find any more significant things for the other maps, including like real big changes, then I'll be sure to bring a video for that as well. But yeah, if you did enjoy the video, feel free to just support it by dropping a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, then maybe you might want to subscribe to the channel, because we do a lot of stuff like this, including loads of Easter egg guides and live streams, so be sure to check all of that. Let me know your thoughts, and as always, I will catch you guys next time.